Right, so that was another historical reenactment, this time of an incident that took place in London on the 8th of May 1970 on the steps of the American Express building in Haymarket. And that was a protest against the Nixon going into Cambodia in an attempt to bring conscription to an end, trying to get re-elected, otherwise known as treating people just like pawns in chess, I think. It was interesting when I got Apocalypse Now on DVD for 75p recently, and you can actually see the dates on the letters that Willard is reading as he goes up the Nung River, and you realise that it's set in 1969, you know, in the period when Black Sabbath were, you know, working on Warpigs prior to sort of recording it. That May 1970, that was just before they recorded it. And the reason I've done that is because of the way that I don't think today we use the word pig in quite the same way as people did in 1970 to describe people in authority. And I just think that visually punctuates that rather well. And also, there was a programme broadcast on the 28th of September, which was a couple of Mondays after Paranoid was released, 1970. 28th of September, 1970. It was called The Quiet Mutiny, by a journalist called John Pilger, and The Quiet Mutiny is a reference to Graham Greene's The Quiet American. And it's quite remarkable what he has to say about the Vietnam War. He's been in Vietnam for quite a long time already, and he's been back and forwards. But he goes there again, and sort of about 90 seconds in to the programme, he says something which could have been written by Geezer. You know, it exactly follows the kind of thing which Geezer was saying in his lyrics. He says, he's describing an American base. This is Snuffy, some 8 miles from the Cambodian border, in the wilderness of jungle and mud controlled by the North Vietnamese and Viet Cong. Snuffy is a beleaguered fort defended by the 1st Air Cavalry Division. The scene there looks so familiar, like a faded snapshot of another war we wish to forget half a century ago, with its trenches, mud and barbed wire and boredom. Snuffy is important because it's the end of the line for the grunts. They are the 18-year-old drafted kids, the national servicemen on whom the entire army depends. They are the ones to whom the buck is finally passed from the President and the Pentagon and the career men who catch colds in their air-conditioned command posts. Out of 400,000 American soldiers in Vietnam, only 80,000 fight, and almost all of them are grunts. And the reason I'm sort of presenting that to you is because it helps us understand exactly why, when Black Sabbath arrived in America, it was like you know, lighting the blue touch paper, and why they took off, why there was an audience. It was the right riffs, right place, right words, right time. Incidentally, when there was a speed change incident earlier, that wasn't a mistake. That was because the sleeve notes for that album by Velvet Fog, which Tony and I knew very briefly in Velvet Fog, were written by John Peel, so we thought we'd pay John Peel a bit of tribute by having a record played at the wrong speed. Right, I tried a half-assed attempt at a viral media campaign for a global playback for Paranoid because of its date. So I'm going to go and symbolically start that with everyone who's listening. I know there's 2 people doing it in America. So.